There are no donuts. Freezer.
Oh my God.
Our role is to be a messenger to whatever is coming through. We can't always give you what you want, and we do say that. It's time for a vacation. Good morning. I'm starving.
Good morning, Elizabeth. How do you get into our home and just lurk around the corner like that?
It's a little spooky.
I mean, good morning, Deb.
Good morning. So, if anyone has been watching the show, they'll witness here that there are no donuts.
Witnessing? We're witnessing.
It's a very sad day in this household.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? I'm trying to get off pharmaceuticals and I'm diabetic, and so I don't think the donuts are part of the wheelhouse of a diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
So
the doctor said you're not to eat anything white except for sourdough bread.
So it'll be interesting.
Can we have sourdough bread?
I can have cottage cheese.
Okay, that's another white thing. There you go.
That's not it, but is that really white food?
I mean, it is white.
It's almost like a racist diet. I have to be on a racist diet.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
But we're going to have eggs this morning with your green chili.
Oh, yeah. I took out some green chili. So, because I'm Hispanic and I grew up in Colorado. My grandmother grew up in New Mexico. So this is a staple in our household. I get like 2 bushels a year.
First time that I went shopping with her to get green chilies, I didn't realize the expense.
Because I buy, a bushel, a big basket of green chilies, and
different.
It was like $100 for what I bought.
It was more than that. It was like $500, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
It was $100. It's like $30 a bushel.
I don't think so. I think we have a different. Wait till we go shopping next time. Because we're about up to get some.
Should we go shopping?
Yeah.
Should we take morning high shopping with us?
Yeah, that would be fun. You can find your.
Yeah, at the end of August.
Smell it, and then your car, and every time you open up the freezer.
Oh my God. You want to smell, Elizabeth?
Smell it.
Green chili smells so good.
It does. And Elizabeth said she likes them too.
Yeah, so we're going to.
But I can only have a little bit because I also have rosacea. I mean, I'm collecting all these things.
You're collecting a
list of what I can't have. And what my body is doing is aging. And it's really sad when your doctor leans over and says your age, like it's hey, you've got a problem here. If it wasn't your age, we could do things differently. You know, you're kind of like, oh, wow, that's so encouraging. But also we have these beautiful flowers up here. And these were designed and purchased from our dear friend Gretchen that has been working with us for years. But she had 3 of these vases, which are absolutely beautiful, at this event that we had last Friday.
Yeah, let's talk about the event. Because the last time we did Morning High, it was about, we were prepping for the event.
Correct.
So now.
So I did a class, and this is related to the event. I did this class that I talked about how our ego can keep us from healing. And one of the ways that our ego interferes with our healing is that we need validation. One of the first readings I did was for a family that was there that had lost a daughter that she was probably 8. And it was kind of difficult because there was several families there that had lost children, and another one, I think their child was coming through at the same time. However, he wasn't validating, the mother and the father weren't completely validating everything. And that's okay, it's fine. But afterwards, he came up to me and said, yeah, I didn't want to feed the psychic, which is one of the sayings I tell people, don't tell me more information, but validate the information. And so, to me, he was he trying to make sure that it was his daughter? Was he trying to push back on me? It's a struggle because you're trying to get information to do that. And then the last reading, which is now I understand it was the bookends, the beginning, the first reading, the last reading, she had told, her husband had come through, and she told the people sitting next to her that she didn't like her reading because her husband didn't come through and apologize. And as a medium, for any medium out there, our role is to be a messenger to whatever is coming through. We can't always give you what you want, and we do say that. But it's hard. It's sometimes hard to be able to help people in their healing. And looking at our ego, how does our ego prevent us from getting messages? So if you think about, if you want to hear from your loved ones on your own, you know, are you causing some interference?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you doing something to cause, like, what we call the kink in the hose from hearing? Mm-hmm. I've learned to be better, because I remember a few years ago when people weren't validating, I was the disruptor in the group. I was getting pretty upset.
Right. Well, it's frustrating. I mean, I understand, and you talk about this, and even when we prep for sessions, we tell people, don't feed the information, but validate it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I mean, I guess we have to do it differently in the beginning, but we've tried explaining it 500 different ways, but it's frustrating, and it's frustrating to watch too, because you can see that you're getting all the information, mm-hmm. and it's coming through very clearly. But well, and I don't know if you were going to share this yet, but the really difficult part is when they came up after the reading, and then they're showing the tattoos and stuff that he did not validate on purpose.
You know, I did a session years ago down in New Mexico at a casino, and it was a pretty large event. But during the day, I kept getting this little girl, maybe about 5 or 6 years old, that had died, and she was running back and forth. I could feel her. And I got to the event, and I wanted to really honor this little girl. And so I went to the side of the room that I thought this little girl was connected to. I talked about her, gave great details, and no one owned it. No one. Well, the next day, Dana gets a call, and they said,
a long email
saying they believe it was their loved one, that she was 5 years old and she had a fake hula skirt on, and the kids had put a lighter to the hula skirt, and she died. And they then wanted a reading afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's really hard, because the family is suffering. They wouldn't validate it. And they said, well, we're there to hear from a grandmother or somebody else. I forgot. Do you remember the story behind that?
Well, it was that there was another family that, that they were nervous about validating it.
Yeah.
They were nervous about standing up and validating it in front of the crowd. I think
they came to an event to have a reading, but then wouldn't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
So for people that don't believe in mediums or really struggle with all of this, it's hard on the end of the medium. So, I know we've gone to see John Edward. He's gotten frustrated too. Teresa Caputo now walks away, which is probably a thing to do too. But when you have them talking in your head, she'll walk away and say, well, think about it. And she comes back. And, the person then has more time. So it's just interesting to be on the other end.
Yeah, and I mean, and this is something that you've always said. This is from day one when I started working with you, is it's okay to be skeptical.
Absolutely.
But it's that cynicism. It's when it's met with cynics, and that purposely trying to evade the information, or purposely trying to see if they can trip you up, is like, wait a minute, no, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know, and why pay and come to a medium event if you're not going to be open? Yeah, it's just open. It's not...
they even stand there with their arms crossed, kind of looking at you, and I'm thinking, maybe I need feedback. Maybe there's an opportunity to say, what would help you, whoever it is that you, audience,
be more comfortable.
Yeah, more comfortable. How could it be that you're more open to receiving messages? How can you validate where you feel you're not feeding the psychic, right?
Right.
So it's just heartbreak. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And then you have an entire audience that's watching thinking, well, is she really connecting? I mean, we've even went to go see other mediums just to see how they manage it. But I see them struggle too. So to me, as a person that is wanting to have a message, even the ones that validate, they came later up to me afterwards and were saying things like, yeah, I could have said more, but I held back and I didn't want to. And I'm like, but we want you to share or validate. So
it helps others, yeah.
Yeah, it really is a kind of a tightrope sometimes of what to do. Then the other part of it is I'm grateful that I can be a messenger. I'm honored that I can present these things and help with healing. The last reading of that night, though, was the couple that I think their son was coming through or trying to come through at the same time. But they were able to validate everything and come up to me later and say, this was so helpful, all these things you said were correct. And they did validate. And it makes that connection between the other side and the people grieving and me, it makes this cohesive energy that we all get what we need. So the second thing on our agenda is we need a little vacation. We've been working quite a bit.
Non-stop.
And we were supposed to go to Mexico with our friend, but she had heart surgery. So we're going to put that on the back burner a little longer and take that trip later. So now it's like, where do we go last minute? Dina loves the beach. Mm-hmm. You were looking at San Diego.
I was.
Monterey, we have friends there. It's where we got married. And which will be 3 years. You're coming up.
Yeah.
And Mexico, and then I just thought maybe last minute cruise. Of course, we're in Colorado, so we have the mountains, but I think she kind of said no on that one.
Well, I mean, the mountains are beautiful. When you are from Colorado, though, it's like we crave the beach, and people that live near the ocean crave they want to see something else. Back to the event, it's always amazing to watch, and you are fabulous at what you do. It's amazing to watch people get validated and messages and all that. And
I think it's more heartbreaking when I know that more healing can be done.
Yeah.
And we've been talking in our solution program over and over about how the ego really keeps us from healing. Mm-hmm. And I don't think people realize how much their ego affects their everyday life.
Yeah.
And you're coming for closure. So, and the skeptics are welcome, 100%. I'm a skeptic. I mean, when we travel, I like having readings because I want to be on the other side. What does it mean to be the sitter? What does it mean to be able to hear the information?
Right.
And how can I become better at what I'm doing? And so that's where you get curious. Is what can we do that's going to be more helpful to the person receiving the message?
Right.
And after all these years doing this, it's still a struggle.
Yeah. What can we do? What can we do to help people receive the message in an open way? I think that's the question is, there's...
And I think people get really fixated on what they want to hear. Like the woman that her husband didn't say he was sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe he did and I wasn't able to translate it. Maybe what she wants the apology for, there's more healing on our end before, because people do want to have everything come to a place where they can truly heal.
Yeah.
And I think that there's also a piece that we have to do our own inner healing.
Yeah.
We have to do things to help us through and navigate, our losses. And a lot of times that big loss that people come to hear about, they've also had other trauma in their life. They've had other losses in their life. That if they haven't healed those, they compile all their past losses on that one current loss or the one loss that they're trying to heal from. And so it can be hard for them to really probably see some of the transparency or what they need to put the pieces together
Yeah.
to be able to receive really the true healing.
Yeah. Well, with all the event stuff and all the not taking days off for so long,
No donuts.
and no donuts. No donuts.
Time for a vacation.
And what was the winning vote for a cruise, you think?
I don't know. We have to talk about it a little bit more.
What's on the table right now?
Cruise
Cruise to
Where?
Cabo.
to Cabo, cruise to Bahamas, some kind of getting by the beach.
Yeah, we got to recharge.
Yeah, we need to refill our souls and our bodies because we've been doing a lot, taking care of cats. We're hurting cats all the time. Oh, he's my workout. All right,
Let's go.
let's go. Let's think of a place to go.